What's up, y'all? Coming at you from the OG location. Y'all know where it is. Y'all know who it is. Young James out here in Japan. I wanted to make a video today in response, well, not so much in response, because if I say that it's in response to like the haters, then because it's not in response to the haters. It's just something I've been thinking about a lot. And something that got me thinking about this topic was when I made the gyms in Japan video, which I guess a lot of my followers came originally from the gyms in Japan video. Some people, or a lot of people, thought I was hating on Japan, like, oh, like I'm one of those guys who like comes here and like talks shit about it and talks about like everything that sucks and how it actually isn't as glorious as it seems, and you know, Japan's racist and it sucks here and I want it to change and I'm one of those ungrateful foreigners. And additionally, so I mean, naturally I had a bunch of people hating on my video saying, if you don't like it, go fucking home. We don't want you there anyway. Like all these weebs, I'm sure they're like just weebs who watch anime all the time, like, Japan's the fucking best. Like nothing about Japan can be bad at all. Like everything in Japan is perfect. You can't make any complaint about it. Which also a bunch of people said like this, which this is just such a dumb sentiment. A lot of people said, bro, this guy actually goes from America to Japan, a complete polar opposite country, and starts comparing them. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, anywhere you go in the world, you're gonna compare things to your home country. Like, have you never heard of culture shock? Like, it's just natural to talk about things that are different, talk about things that you don't like, things that are easy to adjust to, things that are not easy to adjust to. And now, by me saying that gyms in Japan suck, which is a fact, and people, foreigners and Japanese people here will say the same shit. Like all of my Japanese friends are like, man, like I would go to the gym, but it's just too expensive, blah blah blah. And I tell them about gyms in America, and they're like, what? Like that sounds awesome, dude. I would totally go to the gym if I lived in America. Just by me putting it honestly, putting it frankly, like, yeah, they suck. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, I love everything else about Japan, pretty much, but the gyms kind of suck. People got super triggered at that, and people seem to think that I was like ungrateful to be here and that I hate Japan and blah 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 blah. I mean, just because I'm not like one of those content creators who's going to dance around the topic and beat around the bush and be like, oh, I mean, you know, here's the truth about Japanese gyms. They could be better. They're a bit small. Like, no, brother. Like, they just suck. Just say it how it is. So, plenty of other things are awesome here. But in addition to getting hate on my videos and people saying, bro, if you hate Japan so much, just go back to your own country, blah, 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 like, so stupid. I also had a bunch of people who are on the other side of the spectrum, which is, you know, so we got the weebs, right, who think Japan can do no wrong. Everything in Japan is perfect. Everything is, you know, it's heaven here. It's utopia. And then you have the other side, which are people who, I mean, maybe also they've never been to Japan. Maybe they just spend their time learning about Japan on TikTok or some shit like that. Or maybe they do live here, or they have visited. And because things weren't exactly how they thought they were going to be in anime, they got super triggered about it and got all up in their feelings. And now they go around talking about how Japan sucks and they hate it and Japan's fucking racist. And they don't give a shit about poor people here, and they don't give a shit about foreigners here, and everything fucking sucks. So then I had people commenting on my videos also being like, totally glad someone actually calls out Japan. Like, Japan is fucking sucks. Like, all you people think it's awesome. Like, Japan fucking sucks. So that's the real truth. Like, hell yeah, glad other people are standing out about this shit. Like, people standing up, speaking out about this shit. Like, fuck yeah. Like, I am not that guy. So I should set you guys straight right now. If you're like commenting on my videos repeatedly talking about like, hell yeah, like this dude like thinks Japan sucks too, like that's not me. I love Japan, dude. I love virtually everything about being here. For the most part, like I said in a different video, the people here love me. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to be intimate with me and they want to be, you know, whether that be friendship or dating or anything like that. Doesn't mean they want to like hang out with me all the time and they really want to be my friend. But that's fucking fine with me because, like I said, I'm introverted. I don't need anyone. I spend all my time alone anyways. So, I mean, I do genuinely, like, most pretty much all the interactions I have here in Japan are with people saying like, dude, America's awesome, America's sick, asking me all these questions about America, thinking I'm cool just because I'm tall and I have blonde hair and I have blue eyes, which that is definitely fetishization. Is that how you say it? Fetishization? Is that the right word? That is definitely fetishization, but at the same time, like, I mean, they could be saying a lot of worse shit, so as long as they're polite and they're respectful to me, maybe they talk shit about me behind my back when I leave, but like, it's nothing that affects me. Like I said, no one is outwardly racist to me. No one's actually doing anything that seriously affects me. Every time I see them, they're complimenting me. They're talking about how good my Japanese is, whatever, how they think it's cool that I'm tall and I have muscles, shit like that. So, you know, naturally, a lot of these people, when I first came here, I thought like, oh, well, you Japanese people are so complimentary of me, and like they think I'm so cool, and they think I'm so interesting because I'm from America, and blah 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 blah. Whether it be girls or, you know, just a random person. And I did the classic foreigner mistake of taking those things literally, like, you know, because if someone is as complimentative as Japanese people are, and as polite and like as like enthusiastic, they're very good listeners too, or like they fake listening very well. So if someone is like that in America, like, it's pretty much always a sign that they're genuinely interested in you, especially if it's a girl and they're saying like, oh, it's so cool, like blah blah blah, and they're like looking at you with the pretty eyes and giggling at everything you say, and they like seem very interested in what you're saying. Like, in America, that's 100% a sign that they will be interested in you, whether they're a friend or they're a girl that wants to go out with you. And so I did the classic foreigner mistake of always taking it further and, you know, asking them out or asking them to hang out if they were just guys or something like that. And then it, like, you know, most of the time, like 75+% of the time, it's actually like kind of the thing like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll let you know when I'm free. Or even worse, which actually, you know, this probably even happened more often, like, oh my god, yeah, like, let's do it. Yeah, let's go. Ikitai, I want to go with you. Like, and I'm just like leaving the interaction always thinking like, oh, like, hell yeah, like, damn, I just made a friend. Like, that was sick. People here are so friendly. People here are so awesome. And then pretty much every time when I get home, I'm blocked on like Instagram if it was a girl and I got her Instagram. Like, they always just block me as soon as they get away from me. Or if it's just like a guy, like, they just never talk to me again. And if I do message them, they usually don't respond. Anyways, I got through that phase where I realized, okay, so this is like the biggest culture shock. This is the most difficult thing for me to adjust to in Japan. It's understanding, like, everywhere you go in the world, there's going to be this tatemae, which is what they say for like the, you know, like the face, the front they put on to the world that they don't actually mean. And everywhere you go in the world, people do this to some extent, right? Like, people don't just tell you, like if you ask them out, no girl's going to be like, yeah, you're like ugly as fuck, I'm good. But, you know, naturally in America, you'd kind of get the vibe. You'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, they'd be like, oh, okay, like maybe, you know, maybe sometime, whatever. And, you know, you get the vibe that they're not interested in you, whatever. In Japan, it's just like, I mean, maybe there's something, maybe there's some type of clue that I'm missing, and apparently there is, because according to Japanese people, some Japanese people, Westerners and foreigners don't have any social clues, don't have any social skills, don't understand how to read a room. So, I mean, I assume that could be right, but by Japanese standards, being, you know, like, it's nearly impossible for a foreigner to pick up on right away. So all the time people would be like, oh my god, like, yeah, that sounds so cool, like, oh, let's hang out, like, here's my number, we should go do this, blah blah blah, like, super interested in me, like, and I'm just like, hell yeah, and then they always bail, and then it turns out it was always fake. And so that's definitely been the most difficult thing and the most frustrating thing, and the most, like, the thing that living in Japan, the number one thing that has kind of turned me off about the culture and the people. And I suppose I can make an entire video on that, and like circumstances and instances where that has happened to me, which, you know, maybe I will do that video. But outside of that, like, I love everything about being here, man. I love how safe it is. I love going on walks I can walk around at any time of day, any time of night, wherever the fuck I am. As a man, I'm not saying that women can necessarily do the same thing, but definitely better than just about anywhere else in the world. I love the food. The food is simple. It is plain. They don't use a lot of seasonings. It's just kind of like, like what you get is what you get. Like a lot of just plain fish, literally like, plain raw fish on plain white rice, which I love it. Sushi is my favorite fucking food in the world. As I said, I love how polite people here are here. And I understand that's an issue for a lot of foreigners because they want to come here and make all types of friends, and be up in everybody's business. But for me, like, I don't really need friends. I don't need to be hanging out with people and getting super close with people all the time. So if someone's just polite to me on the surface, I don't really fucking care to interact with them most of the time ever again anyways. So I appreciate that they're polite on the surface, and our interactions tend to be cordial, and that's all I really need. I really enjoy the bath culture here, onsen and sento and such. It's really good for recovery, and there are a lot of health benefits of saunas and cold baths and stuff like that. I guess saltwater baths and stuff like that, and those are super popular here. Generally, as I said, people also are just more chill here, just like more quiet and relaxed. And although our senses of humor don't necessarily match up so well all the time with most of my friends here, at least they're quiet, and like I really enjoy being around people who don't need to be just fucking talking all the time, like just talking my ear off. And I do have some friends that are like that, but most of the time I'm just like, bro, like, shut up. Like, I tend to gravitate more toward people who are just chill and calm and quiet. And most of my Japanese friends, like, they're like, their idea of a good day is kind of the same thing as me. It's like, let's go to the bathhouse, let's take a bath, and like we don't even have to talk that time. Like, let's just take a bath, then let's go get some sushi or some good food. And they appreciate food that I like sushi, and like, obviously a lot of Westerners don't want to eat raw fish, and we go get some sushi, and I don't know, and then we just fucking chill, and like we don't have to be fucking talking each other's ears off about shit all the time. I love the convenience of everything. I love how, I love and I hate how compact everything is. I love that it's convenient, but at the same time, obviously, there's a lot of fucking people. But even though there are a lot of people, it's fucking dead quiet. If you go in the middle of the day, even in downtown Tokyo, if you walk around in the middle of the day, outside of like the beeping on like trains and shit like that, like people respect other people's privacy and they keep to themselves, and they talk very quietly because they don't want to bother other people. And it's kind of nice to just have that peace and quiet, even when there are so many people, and they respect and they're thoughtful of other people. I also respect, like how they take care of other people's privacy, and how they respect other people's privacy, because I don't like people being in my business. I don't like people looking at me. I don't like people, talking to me when I don't want to be fucking talked to. And most of the people leave me the fuck alone here, which it just, it's right up my alley. That's how I enjoy it. Obviously, I like the women here. Like, I wouldn't go that far. I would say that I like the looks of the women here. I don't know if I like the women here, but they look pretty. It's nice to look at, I guess, if you're going on a walk. What else? Shit. I suppose I could have been happy anywhere that I went and challenged myself in a foreign country, because really, I think almost more than anything, the thing that is keeping me motivated and happy and content with my life is the fact that I'm taking on new challenges, whatever they may be, every day, and I'm learning a new language, and like I said, I'm conquering new ground. So maybe that's just it. Maybe I would be this happy anywhere in the world, but definitely I love Japan. People, the culture, the food, the way of life, the mellowness. So it's great. I like I said, guys, I am not the guy that comes to Japan and hates Japan. It is my privilege to be here. I made the decision to come here. Obviously, that doesn't mean I have to love everything and think everything is perfect about like what you can love things and also recognize that they could be better and that things could be different, right? One time I remember I was with this friend and I was like annoyed. Like I had this like argument with my mom that morning and I was like annoyed. I was talking about it and her mom had passed away and she's like, how fucking dare you? Some people don't even have moms. Just be grateful that you have a mom. It's like, that's so ridiculous. Okay, so therefore, some people in the world don't have moms. Therefore, everything that my mom does, I have to accept and think it's fine, and I can't make any complaints about it. Like, so stupid. I can love Japan. I can love the ever-loving fuck out of Japan. And also recognize that things could be better and things could be different. Now, does my opinion it all matter to Japan, or do I think it should matter to Japan, or do I think that Japan like should change, like they have some type of obligation to change because my dumbass foreign self isn't satisfied with something here? Obviously, like, no, dude. Like I said, it's a privilege for me to come here. Japan is allowing me to be here. I am a man of respect. I have respect for myself, and I have respect for the people that I interact with until they show me that they don't deserve respect. Therefore, I will treat this country with respect. I will treat the people here with respect. And, you know, whether that be assimilating, learning the language, doing things that are uncomfortable for myself, that maybe even go against how I was raised, but still are respectful to Japan and that I recognize the government and the people here would want me to do, you know, in order to, you know, also in order to make my life better here. So even if it's something I, you know, technically don't want to do, I do want to do it because I recognize that it's going to help me in the long run. It's going to make my life better here. It's going to make it easier for me to assimilate and easier for people to accept me. Therefore, you know, making my life easier here. So I love Japan. I respect Japan. I will continue to treat Japan with respect. That doesn't mean I have to think everything's perfect. If you got a problem with that, you can go fuck your mother. This is Young James. Hit me up on Instagram, guys. Young James. Let's talk some shit. All right, man. Peace out.